Matt Henry not playing this game, who played such a big part in getting those early wickets in the power play the last time these two teams met. Nathan Smith, the man who's come in place of Matt Henry. Wouldn't be surprised if Will O'Rourke and Jamieson are given the duties with the new ball. And this man on screen, number 1 ranked ODI batter, Shubman Gill, partnered by Rohit Sharma. We've all come to know has changed the language with which Indian cricket approaches knockout matches. Takes the game on and tries to make it count in the power play as much as possible. In a very strong opening partnership, and they'll require one today. The last time these two teams met, 3 wickets fell in the power play. New Zealand will be hoping that happens again. And India know they can get past the power play comfortably. This chase shouldn't be as tough as it would if they lose early wickets.
How much of a blow, Simon Doull? No Matt Henry at the start of the innings, no Matt Henry at the death. It'll be a tricky one for the skipper to work out.
Well, I think it's massive. He's been New Zealand's best 50-over bowler, I think, in the last 3 to 4 years. He's been outstanding with wickets up front. His death bowling has improved a lot. At the start of his career, you wouldn't have thought Matt Henry for a death bowling option at all. It's improved, and that's the one area I think New Zealand was always the worry coming into this tournament. I think it was shown a little bit in that semi-final. Under no pressure whatsoever, they were taken to all parts by David Miller. One area that, if it gets to that situation, who do they look to? Maybe that's more Nathan Smith's role. They're going to need wickets up front here, otherwise I think you could cruise to this type of target. When Sharma gets going. Remember back to that New Zealand innings though, 69 for 1 after the first 10 overs. So the new ball slid onto the bat nicely. It's a lot easier to play. It wasn't until the spinners came on and the field went out after 10 overs that it really dried up.
And Yunas, what do you think is going to be the key for India?
Well, how these two bat in the power play. If these two get off to a flyer, and then you've got the king of run chases in Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer in great touch, they'll just knock it around, and they'll do what they did against Australia. I'd love to see a Rohit special. He's been getting a lot of 20s and 30s. Remember, this is a batter that has 3 double hundreds in this format. He has changed the way he plays. He has changed the way India play. All of India would love to see a Rohit special.
Playing a miss. We saw a touch of swing for Shami in the early parts. Kyle Jamieson will try and make the most of that early on.
There was a little bit of swing for Shami, and so is for Jamieson. But the one thing that's been consistent is the lack of bounce. Not too much carry for the fast bowlers. Just got to wait and see. Groundsman is saying it generally gets better under lights in terms of bounce.
Setting the tone at the top, slightly short and punished.
Well, tall bowlers often have a natural length, and New Zealand have a lot of tall bowlers in this lineup, but that natural length to Rohit Sharma is onto the pull of that bat. That is classic Rohit Sharma.
A touch there, Jamieson.
Talk about batters over generations. They could Vivian Richards, you'll think of the flick, Virat Kohli, the cover drive, Sachin Tendulkar, the on drive. You can't look past the pull when it comes to Rohit Sharma.
And again, as we were talking with Rachin Ravindra earlier today, at a different stage in his career, but often off the front foot. Great pullers, Ricky Ponting off the front foot. It's not necessarily a back foot shot where you hang back. Some do. You need time. Rohit has that in abundance.
Too wide on that occasion from Jamieson.
If Rohit hangs around up until the power play finishes, the one thing that is rest assured is you'll see a few boundaries, because he's not moving as swiftly or smoothly as he used to, purely because he has a bit of a niggle. He's just playing these matches and being very clever about it on the field. And even when batting, he will be targeting those boundaries.
Better length, especially with that shape swing Simon Dawn mentions. If it is moving, you can just give it a little bit fuller and ask Rohit, drive through all those fielders and we'll find the outside edge.
Past. Man at cover, first one done, 9 without loss. Slip in place for William O'Rourke. Oh, Mitchell in at first slip. Point, short cover, cover point, mid-off, mid-on. And a square leg inside the circle. Mark Chapman has fielded that delivery. He's on the field for Kane Williamson. We understand he's got a quad injury. Paul Rifle. Side Richard Illingworth. 2 men in charge in the away from O'Rourke a little bit. It's the angle he creates. The line is crucial.
He has been put in the same bracket as an England fast bowler in Steve Harmison, who had a very similar action and run up and height, and when it did go awry, it was the ball down the leg side for the right-hander. But when he got it right, that bounce and the movement away from wide, very tricky to play. You always feel like your ribs are in danger.
It's away as well, and away from Latham.
New Zealand have been a bit rusty, a bit early to judge, but generally they're on the money when it comes to length. The line has been a bit wayward. Jamieson erring slightly short. Will O'Rourke started this tournament by bowling with the new ball. Then after the first game, it was Jamieson who replaced Nathan Smith, and Jamieson and Matt Henry used to bowl with the new ball after that. So just hitting his strap slowly.
It used to be the case a long time ago. White balls used to swing a lot more. And often new ball bowlers didn't like it. They did almost too much. At times Alan Donald used to spray it around, used to have to go cross seam. Nowadays it only swings for 2 or 3 overs. Control that new ball is a lot easier with these modern white balls.
Whipped leg side and away to the boundary for 4.
Well, Dinesh Karthik mentioned the call. Thinking of Rohit Sharma, you think of the flick as well. Timing and touch. You don't have to belt the cricket ball.
And again, sure this one is as perfectly timed. Nathan Smith might haul it, and he does. Just the added pressure as well, I think, on probably William O'Rourke more than Kyle Jamieson. The fact that Henry's not there, has to take the new ball. They're searching a little bit, looking for wickets, rather than just getting that line and length right and waiting for the batters to come at you a little bit more. It's easier said than done, though.
Man goes to short mid-wicket, catching where Rohit Sharma's flicked a few.
The recent Test series against New Zealand, Bolu actually troubled India a lot was that awkward bounce that he got, add to the fact that as a right-hander always came in at you, made it really awkward. But the bowler in white ball cricket over a period of time who's troubled is definitely, along with Trent Boult, has to be Matt Henry. He always had this knack of getting early wickets.
Drives on the offside this time for 4 more. Rohit Sharma started in beautiful fashion, 3-2 without loss.
Well, there was not a lot wrong with that delivery. That was hit on the up. Hit into the ground.
In good voice have fans in and around the stadium today, sprinkling a very small sprinkling of New Zealand fans. A lot of Indian faithful here.
First runs for Shubman Gill. You're just tuning in. Spoke about Rohit Sharma's pull. Nasser Hussain said the flick is beautiful as well. I'll have a look at the cover drive now.
Go through all his shots. What do you think he's thinking, DK? I'm going to continue to set the tone and continue to get that 30 and 40 and show the team we're going to get off to a flyer. Or is he going to think we're going to make that match-winning innings? Going to get 100 in a final?
But to be honest, I don't think he's thinking that far. In this tournament so far, I think this is the best he's batted in terms of just hitting instinctive boundaries. He's going to back himself to wait for that ball to hit those boundaries, otherwise just knock it round. There we go, picked up the length early, but ball just dying on him a little bit, not getting bad on that. You almost feel, if you look at the scores, exactly what he said, Nas. He's got those pretty 20s, good-looking 30s, not gone on to make that big score. And it's been a